is a new, large Tesla SUV on the way. Well, the Model X has been around since 2015, and the electric car world has changed so much since then. In fact, Tesla's already working on clever new battery technology that could make its next SUV one of the best EVs on sale. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this Model X replacement and show you exclusive pictures of what it could look like. Now make sure you watch through the whole video to see them all, because I'm going to reveal them as I go through the video, explaining different bits about this forthcoming car. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching CarWow.
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Before I go on about this new SUV, I want to talk a bit about the Model X. Now this was one of the most high-tech electric cars ever built when it came out in 2015. It took loads of tech from the original Model S and wrapped it up in a big 7-seat SUV body. Oh, and it had those ridiculous falcon wing doors too. They're totally unique, but they do make the Model X look like a really fat eagle about to take off. Well, struggling to take off actually.
Boom! Jeez!
But this SUV wasn't just about crazy gimmicks like those doors. It also had the latest battery technology, so even entry-level cars had around 200 miles of range. That was way more than most EVs back then. Take the original Nissan Leaf, that only had around 120 miles of range. And you have to remember that the Model X was the first proper electric SUV. It took years before other electric SUVs like the Audi e-tron, Jaguar I-Pace and Mercedes EQC went on sale. And it's not like the Model X has stood still either. The new long-range version has 360 miles of range. That's more than any of those other SUVs I've just mentioned. And you can't forget about the 1020 horsepower Plaid version. That thing will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.5 seconds. That's quicker than a McLaren Senna. It's nuts. But Tesla can't rest on its laurels, so it might not be too long before a brand new Model X comes along. And if it does, it could use some impressive new battery technology too. But before I get to that, I want to talk about what it'll look like. Now I reckon Tesla has two options for designing the new Model X, and I'll show you exclusive renders of both. The obvious route would be to give it super minimalist styling like the Model 3 and the Model Y. That way it could look something like this. It wouldn't have a fake grille or fussy bumpers, just a functional, clean design. Quite Swedish really. Or Elon might go balls out and turn the Model X into a mini Cybertruck. I reckon it'd be a bit less angular than the pickup, but it could still have flat windows, full width LED lights and a light bar on the roof. Now, that could look awesome, but I doubt Tesla will actually do this. The Model X is a family SUV, so it has to appeal to loads of people. Lots more people than the Cybertruck, which is a bit more niche. I'll come back to how I think the rear of the car could look in a bit, but I want to talk about the batteries first. Tesla is currently developing new tabless batteries that it will use in its new hatchback. Now this car could be shown as soon as 2023, and this exclusive render shows you how it might look. It'll be Tesla's cheapest car too, so you might be able to get one for about £18,000. That's less than a Volkswagen Golf costs. Now, if you want to know a bit more about Tesla's hatchback, I'm going to put a pop-out banner, should be just appearing now, top right corner of the screen, click on that, you can go watch my in-depth video on it. Anyway, part of the reason this new small Tesla hatchback will be so cheap is because its new batteries will cost less to make than today's batteries. They use a different kind of connector to join all the individual cells together, which makes them cheaper and easier to build. They're also about 35% smaller, so you can pack more energy into the same size battery pack. Tesla reckons tabless cells can boost its car's range by 16% per kilowatt hour. So if you pack these tabless batteries into the latest Model X long range, you could increase its range from 360 miles to more than 415 miles. But these new batteries aren't just going to give new Teslas more range, they're also going to make the cars lighter. You see, Tesla's current cars, like the Model Y and the Model 3, store their batteries under the floor. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. After all, it keeps the car's centre of gravity nice and low to the ground, which is good for handling. But Tesla has found a new way to make the batteries a structural part of the car's chassis, using around 370 fewer parts. Doing this means you need less metal to support the weight of the battery, which makes the whole car lighter. So when you combine the extra energy stored in these batteries with Tesla's new lightweight design, you could be looking at a new SUV with more than 500 miles of range. That's even more than the 478 miles you get with the new Mercedes EQS. But what about the performance? Well, you can bet it'll be quicker than today's Model X. Long-range versions should be able to do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds, and planned models might sneak closer to 2 seconds flat. That'd make it quicker than most supercars. No! And it'd be more than half a second quicker than a Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Although Porsche usually understate how quick its cars are, doesn't it? So need a drag race to find out. I know someone who can help with that. Anyway, if you want to see what I mean about Porsche understating the performance figures of its electric cars, pop out banner up there, pop in out. It's my video on the Taycan Turbo Cross Turismo. Time it from 0 to 60. Yeah, it's better than what Porsche is, you'll see. There's no doubt that the new Model X will be a very, 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 very quick car. And that means the drivers will spend a lot of time looking at the back of it. And this is what I reckon, a nice segue, eh? The rear end could look like. Now, the sensible thing would be for Tesla to give it some normal back doors, but Elon loves those Falcon wings, doesn't he? So I really hope Tesla keeps them for the new car. I think you'll see some sharper LED brake lights than you get on the Model 3 and the Model Y to make the Model X just look a bit more modern. But the bumpers will probably still be nice and uncluttered, like on those cars. I don't think Tesla will change much inside the new Model X though. I mean, what more can they do? They've already taken out all the buttons and given it a massive screen in the middle. So maybe they'll just give it an even bigger display and make it landscape like in the new Model S. Now I hope you'll still be able to activate virtual whoopee cushions and stuff like that, like you can on the current Teslas. And if you want to see what my mum makes of a virtual whoopee cushion while she tries out a bunch of electric cars, the pop-up banner up there, click on that, and you can go watch my mum actually choose an electric car, because I buy one. Give her a choice of 6 and she chooses one. It's a good video, you'll enjoy that. Go check it out. Anyway, back to the Tesla Model X. Now it'll probably come with one of those weird yoke steering wheels like the latest Model S. Thankfully, you might not need to use it much because Tesla's full self-driving technology might be ready by the time this car goes on sale. This software has been in development for years and it was actually meant to be released in 2018. That didn't happen. But it has just gone on sale as a monthly subscription if you already own a new Tesla. Right now, it can't drive 100% autonomously, but it can deal with most motorway traffic. And there's a summon feature, which is awesome. It lets the car actually drive out of a parking lot without anyone inside it. Just call it, summon it, it's the name. Now, Elon said full autonomous driving will be ready this year. But he also said the new Tesla Roadster will be delivered in 2020, and that didn't happen, did it? Yeah, Elon likes to promise stuff and then kind of keeps us waiting. Anyway, Tesla obviously has its hands full, you know, getting that car ready and the new Cybertruck and the hatchback, so there's lots to do. So it'll probably be at least 2025 by the time this new SUV does actually appear. But do you think this new Model X replacement is worth waiting for, or would you rather go ahead and buy something right now like an Audi e-tron or Mercedes EQC? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you did, please give it a like. Click on those windows there to watch more videos and click on that box there to see an amazing deal I've got on an electric car through CarWow. Good car, great deal.